Welcome everyone to Dre's Wrestling Talks podcast. This is your boy Dre himself, and we are doing a massive recap of WrestleMania weekend. Now, I'm watching at the moment of time. I'm watching the main event, Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, because that's one match I did miss, but I know the results. But I want to see how the match unfold, of course. So hopefully by the end of this, the match is pretty much over with or something like that. I don't know. We're gonna wing it. But if you're new to the podcast, make sure you're hitting the share button. Make sure you're following the podcast, available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Now, of course, this will be going up on YouTube also for the first time. Well, first time the wrestling podcast? I think so. Either first time for the wrestling podcast, it might not be. I don't know. But if you're here on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. Make sure you check out anything else that's going on the platform, because it's gonna be some interesting changes that's going on. I feel like a little dark in this mode. Let me brighten up this light a little bit. Is that better for y'all? Is that better for y'all? That do anything for y'all? They don't do nothing for me. Never mind. This didn't do anything for me. Never mind. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna do this massive recap of the entire show. Start finish from night 1 through night 2. Every single match. I want to talk about every single thing that happened here on the event. So you're not gonna like it. I'm gonna tell you right now. You're not gonna like my review. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm just gonna get that out the way. Let's start though. Starting off with night 1, match number 1. We're talking about Jey Uso defeating Gunther to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He won actually by submission. Strange, right? Very strange. Watching the match, did I care for the match? Quite honestly, the match was kind of slow for me. I feel like they didn't hit a second gear. I feel as though they was going through the motions because the results was already known beforehand. And I think they could have done better. I think the match could have went on longer. I think they could have brought out some more stuff. I did not enjoy the match, quite honestly. I did not enjoy the match. I was like, where's the match that we saw for them over the Intercontinental Championship, over the World Championship back at Saturday night's main event? Where's that match at? Where is that at? That's not happening in this match. You're giving the opportunity to open up WrestleMania, and this is the results that we get. I'm not happy about that. I was not happy. They had Gunther hit Jay with the championship at some point in the match, and I was like, is the match that serious that you need to go ahead and do that? I don't think there was. Quite honestly, I didn't think it was at all. In my personal opinion, I didn't see that. I didn't think it was that important for him to do that. I don't know. This light stuff is weird. I don't know. I don't have any lights like that, y'all. I'm weird. Let me see if I can't adjust my camera. It'd be all right. Forget it. I'm chocolatey. I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm chocolatey. Anyway, but they had him do that, and I'm just like, why? Was the match really that serious that he would do something like that in the middle of the match? I don't think it was. The very ending, which a lot of people had a pushback against the ending. Jay hits the spear. He hits 3 Uso splash, and then he locks in the sleeper hold. And immediately Gunther taps out, new champion crowned. I think from the way the audience was, I think a lot of stuff. I think people felt like there was supposed to be another increase of moves first before the ending. I think people was looking for a big something else, but we didn't get that at all. So I think that's what threw a lot of people off. But Jey Uso is the new world champion. I think about time you guys are going to be seeing this podcast or so, Monday Night Raw probably is already done and over with. That's fine with me because everything I'm gonna say is still gonna stay the same. Jey Uso is a new world champion. What does that mean? He is now the face of Monday Night Raw. He has been building up this fan base for over years or so, and it's his opportunity right now to go ahead and carry the Monday Night Raw brand. We're gonna see exactly how this happens. I'm very interested to see how that happens. In my personal opinion, I'm very interested to see it. Not only that, I'm very interested in seeing the lineup of matches that he will get against the new people coming in. You know what I'm saying? Is of course they're gonna do their rematch. Rematch gonna be at Backlash, most likely. Jay versus Gunther rematch, World Championship at Backlash. Stipulation. I think they should have a stipulation. I think a no disqualification match or a the tribal combat match, something like that. It's something like that. I think that should definitely be. I think it should be a stipulation in that match, to officially crown Jay Uso, if that makes sense to y'all. But I'm interested to see what they do with Jay as the world champion on Raw. I'm interested in seeing what they're gonna do with Gunther. What's the Gunther's next feud? I'm very interested to see how they're planning on doing this. I'm very interested. The next match, we had the New Day versus defeating the War Raiders to win the World Tag Team Championships. I did not care for the match. I didn't like it. I didn't care that the New Day won the championships because since they turned heel, they have butchered the entire heel run. All that's been bad. They turned them heel. Cool. That's a big moment. Immediately after that, no time in the ring. There was no time to really put up the characters. There was none of that stuff. They did backstage stuff. They did side stuff. They didn't do anything else. They just like, here we go. That's it. It's like, that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got for the New Day turning heel. And then you go from there to they immediately get into a feud with LWO. To me, as you guys know, once they get into a feud with LWO, once you're in a feud with LWO, your thing is done for. Your heel run, whatever run you're supposed to be doing is done for. LWO has been nothing but a bunch of losers besides Rey Mysterio, and that's bad. It's been really bad over there. So they did that. That feud just ended abruptly, I guess. I don't know what you want to say. I guess the Chad Gable stuff was more important than the New Day getting over as a top heel tag team. And then after, they went in ahead and somehow, I don't even know how this match even happened. They just somehow got a world tag team title match and then they won it. What does this do? Nothing. It doesn't do anything. It just gives the New Day titles so they can make sure that every week they're supposedly important to the roster, but I don't think they have enough babyface teams. I don't think they have enough. That's just it. I don't think they have enough babyface teams to match the New Day in their heel run for tag team championships. I think if they was on SmackDown doing this, I think it'll be 10 times better because then at least they can work with new people. They can work with the Street Profits. They can work with Motor City Machine Guns. They can work with several other tag teams over there to get themselves over. Right now, not good enough. Not good enough. Next matchup, we had Jay defeating Naomi in a really good match. This is a really, really solid match. I definitely enjoyed it. You can definitely tell there was moments throughout the match to where they was working on some stuff. Wait, my baby's in the background. They're going to be doing whatever they want to. Right now, she's playing with a guitar. So it is what it is. It'll be all right. Yeah, I'm not editing this. I don't edit. Anyway, but they was doing some different moves. We get to see Naomi hit a blockbuster on the outside of the ring. Crazy. We got to see Jay pull out some good stuff. She still, I mean, yeah, I guess I could blame it on not being in the ring for a little bit, but you could tell she was like she still go through the motions, which is okay. It's okay. It's okay. She knows how to hit the big moves. She knows when the finish comes. She knows how to make sure the finish happens the way it's supposed to happen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That was a really good match. I definitely enjoyed it. Moving forward with this match, you have two ways of going. This feud continues into Backlash, and maybe they get a stipulation match. That'd be interesting. Or I don't know when this happens. The WWE draft. I don't know when the WWE draft is supposed to happen. As soon as I can find out some information, as soon as I find out when the draft is happening, I'm gonna create a draft show for everybody here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it the way it should be made. Let's be honest here. WWE, this is my part of the time of the podcast where I do this. WWE, you need writers. I'm your boy. Stop sleeping on me. 21 years of watching wrestling, especially WWE. Stop playing with me. I got this on lock. Hell out your boy. But anyway, they need a draft. I think this should happen. I think the draft should happen soon. They should do it real soon to separate the brands and allow certain people to get where they need to be at. That's what I think. I think the draft is important. So draft. I think that will help them out, but I think they might go in stipulation at Backlash. Naomi gets her lick back, and then they do one more after that on SmackDown or something like that. Cool. Will it happen? I'll assume it happened, but other than that, some other stuff is interesting too. We'll talk about it later if I remember. Next up, we had Jacob Fatu defeating LA Knight to win the United States Championship. A solid match, really solid match. Definitely enjoyed the match. Not surprised they crowned Jacob as soon as possible. Remember last year he wasn't even at, and he wasn't even at the show. I think he was in the crowd celebrating. Turn around this year, not only is he on the show, he is taking a championship and he's winning his first championship gold in the WWE. Amazing work. Amazing. Really thought that Solo might screw it up or whatever, but they kept it clean. They said, no, we'll just let Jacob rock. Jacob rocked. I think what's interesting about Jacob is his ability, despite being a heel, he's not using heel tactics. You know what I'm saying? He's not overdoing stuff. He's just dominating. And I think that's good. I think that's what they need. They need domination heels back again. I think that will help out majorly. You know, we need to get times to where we can have our heels being heels, monster heels pushing the envelope. I think we need that definitely 100%. Next up, we had El Grande Americano defeat Rey Fenix because Rey Mysterio got hurt. And with him being hurt, they didn't, you know what I'm saying? They was like, we'll just have Rey Fenix do it. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Rey Fenix can do it. It's okay. Okay. He came into the match. He did good for his debut match. He lost, of course. I don't know what else y'all want me to say. WWE also acquired AAA, so they had I can't even say the guy's name. He was in the crowd. You know, don't know how long they want to do this gimmick. Don't really care how long they do this gimmick because I'm not really too invested into it no more. I was invested in the beginning when I thought maybe it was somebody else that they was having out there instead of Chad Gable, but then they went and they fall back to Chad Gable. I was like, missed opportunity. Next up, we had Tiffany Stratton defeating Charlotte Flair to retain her women's championship. A match that I was going back and forth with. The reason why I was going back and forth with because I was like, two things. I mean, like I say, it's gonna be one thing or another. Either they push the new talent in Tiffany Stratton over Charlotte, or they allow Charlotte to win another championship and continue this trend. They went with the opposite. They went with the young talent. Perfect. I'm glad that they did. The match was sloppy. There was a lot of sloppy moments. There was a lot of, I don't want to work with this person. It felt like we're only doing this because we're told to. It didn't feel like a natural wrestling match. I feel like there was some sandbagging. It feels like the one person didn't know what the other person was trying to do in the ring. And that makes me start thinking, have these two ever wrestled each other, like in house shows or anything? If anybody goes to those live events or stuff that they call live events, they house shows, honestly, do anybody know, have they wrestled against each other at all at any point during those shows? Because if they did not, I can see why this match was a little much. They didn't, Charlotte didn't know what Tiffany was going for. It seemed like Tiffany didn't know what Charlotte was going for. It was like, this is weird. This seemed like these two shouldn't have worked together, which I'm not surprised because if y'all did not know, I actually had Charlotte challenging Rhea Ripley for the championship before she went for Tiffany. Because I was like, I said to me, it makes sense that Charlotte will go after Rhea to have a part 3 for WrestleMania between the two to firmly finish that off. And then you have Tiffany defend against Nia Jax in her rematch. Then that's before they did the rematch and all that. I was like, this all makes sense to me. And then they went the opposite. So the fact that we got an opposite and this what happens between these two talented women, I'm not surprised. They should not continue this feud. I don't think there's nothing. I mean, she'd beat Charlotte. I mean, GG. Let's go to the next feud. But a part of me is telling me they're gonna run this back again, which makes no sense. But like I told my homeboy before, and especially in WWE, the heel is kind of smarter than the babyface. They're kind of smarter than the babyface because the heels can make it to where when they're champions, they're refusing to defend their championship against the babyface. Like, no, you got to do this, and this to get this championship match. When the face is the champions, all the heels got to do is attack the babyface, and the babyface will put their championships on the line against the heels. This to get the match. It's crazy work. So I don't know what they're going to do with Charlotte going forward or Tiffany going forward because I don't know. I don't know what they do. Like I said, the WWE draft now starting to. I mean, like the more I'm doing this review, the more and more I'm thinking that the WWE draft needs to come and needs to happen sooner rather than later to shake up the rosters a little bit because there's a lot of question marks going on moving forward. That's just me. Wow. And finally, for the main event of night one, we had the triple threat match between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins wins the match as Paul Heyman turned heel on both CM Punk and Roman Reigns at the exact same time in the exact same match within like 2 minutes of each other's. So much to unfold here. Fantastic match. Definitely enjoyed the match. Match of the night. Let me think. Let me look back. Yeah, match of the night. Most likely match. Yeah, match of the night. Match of the night by far. Of course, you get 32 minutes to work. If you get 33 minutes to work a match, you better be the match of the night. It'd be crazy if it wasn't. Fantastic match. A lot of different swerves, a lot of different things they did throughout it. You know, the teasing of having Roman and Seth Rollins to team up to put a power bomb CM Punk to the table. Roman's like, screw all that. I can do it myself. Power bomb him and Seth Rollins to the table. Everybody hitting their finisher, at least hitting their finishers more than once. Good stuff. Having Paul Heyman turn on CM Punk first. That's a choice. And then having Roman beat the crap out of him with a steel chair. Didn't have Roman getting lining up to get his lick back on Seth Rollins finally. Or not finally, but, you know, another time. And then Paul Heyman turns on Roman. And then Heyman gives the chair to Seth, and Paul Heyman is a deal now. I'm not interested in that. I think that's decent. I don't think it's needed. I think Seth Rollins has created a perfect career without the help of Heyman. So what's the point? What's the reason behind that? I don't get that reason behind that. And people like, Michael Cole and they said, you never know. Heyman probably put a plan this out for years. You never know. And it's like, but why? You know what I'm saying? Why? What's the reason behind it? We're gonna get an explanation at some point, but just why? They have to convince me that this makes sense. Convince me this is the right call. Convince me on a lot of that stuff. None of this stuff makes sense. I'm super good on that. I ain't a fan. I'm not a fan. We'll see what they do. We'll see. Another Heyman turning on Roman again, part 2. Or technically 3 if you want to call it the Punk thing, but 2. Yeah. Let's go over to night 2. Night 2, we kick it off with Io Sky defending and retaining her championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. I did not know who was going to win this match. I'm not going to lie, because I said, I don't know. I said, did they give Rhea the championship back? Like, I hope not. Does Bianca win to keep her undefeated streak? Potentially. I said, is Io Sky's going to be a transitional champion? Yeah, no. It was just Io Sky being looked at the aftermath, and she turns around and retains her championship. And she pinned Bianca. So throw that out the window. Bianca's no longer undefeated at WrestleMania. Io Sky continues. Now she runs the Raw Women's Division at the top of the food chain. So I'm assuming Backlash, her versus Rhea or Bianca is going to be the matches going forward. Even though Bianca is a SmackDown superstar, so I don't know if she gets that. I don't know. She might get inserted into the Jade and Naomi thing. That's the thing I'm thinking next. That's the reason why she lost, because they still need to finish that up. Hold on. My apologies. Parenting is fun. What was I saying? I was saying Bianca. Bianca's a SmackDown star, so I think they're gonna get her back involved into the Naomi and Jade stuff. I think that's gonna happen because I think their big feud that they want to do would be Jade versus Bianca. That's what I'm thinking. That's definitely what I'm thinking. So that's what might happen. We might get Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at Backlash, and then Bianca's getting inserted back into the Naomi and Jade theme to keep that feud going and keep that hype going about that feud. That's what I'm thinking. We had Drew McIntyre defeating Damian Priest in a what's this? Sin City street fight. Entertaining. That's it. It's just entertaining. Didn't really care too much about the match, quite honestly. That's good that Drew get the match. I'm gonna get the win though. I think he definitely deserved the win. I think a lot of times we've been having Drew lose a little too many times throughout the years, especially at pay-per-views that I think matches he should not lose. But you know, you know, um, it happens. It definitely happens. It definitely happens. I'm telling you right now, watching the Cena Cody Rhodes match, kind of slow. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little slow for me. Don't really not feeling it right now. I'm not. There's nothing's hyping me up for this match. The Cena's pace, he's going slow. And still got a long ways to go. But yeah, so shout out to Drew for winning. That's a big time. That's another big time win in WrestleMania. I think he needs to add more to his arsenal. Well, he's on SmackDown now. Never mind. I'm assuming he's gonna go after Jay. He's on SmackDown. So I just thought about something. We'll get to it later. No, we'll get to it later, but it should be interesting. I don't have the key. You have to get the key. Go find the key. Go ask your sister for the key. She ain't gonna go do it though. She's gonna do the opposite. Next up, we had a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Baker, Finn Balor, and Penta was all defeated by the one and only Dominic Mysterio. I was happy. That was a good match. I was super happy about that. I was ironically, I was very, very happy about that match. I don't know why, but I was super happy about that match. I was super happy about the ending. Because I knew Finn and Dominic was gonna go at it. They did. Finn stopping Dominic at first. He's like, no, payback. And then Dominic going ahead hitting that frog splash and winning the Intercontinental Championship. That made me super happy. Penta was nowhere near the pinfall on that one. Braun Baker did not get pinned. It was Finn Balor that got pinned. So I was cool and happy about that. Dominic gets another championship. His second singles championship, his first on the main roster, his second single championship altogether. You guys almost forgot he did win the NXT North American Championship. I think Dominic Mysterio being Intercontinental Champion will open up a lot of opportunities to do a lot of fun stuff. I think he can go. I think he can go in that ring. I think he's really underrated. I think he can go in that ring, and I think if you allow him to, Hunter. If you allow him to, he can put on some bangers, man. He can put on some really freaking fantastic, entertaining matches with the Intercontinental Championship. Let him do some work with that championship. You know what I'm saying? Let him do some real work. Let people actually come after him. Make it seem like he's nothing or whatever, and build him up as a real character. I think this is good. I'm excited. I love that. I ain't gonna lie. I love that. Next up, we had the Randy Orton Open Challenge match because he needs it for his 20th WrestleMania, for his 20 years at WrestleMania. It was Joe Hendrick from TNA's world champion, Joe Hendrick. Too short of a match. This was just to get Orton on the card. They did it. That was it. They could have done more. But if that was a short time frame, which was like 3 minutes, that's all they wanted. Nothing to say. A TNA World Champion, a current TNA World Heavyweight Champion competing at WrestleMania is the highlight. That's all I got to say. Logan Paul defeated AJ Styles in the next matchup. It was all right. A lot of Killian Cross came out there to try to help AJ, but then AJ turned on Killian Cross, which made no sense. I think that was an opportunity to turn Killian Cross a babyface potentially, but they decided not to go with that. And okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. What big matches for Logan Paul, especially at WrestleMania for the past several years, he's had someone from his entourage coming in and interfere. That's in the contract. I'm good on that. Like I said, Logan Paul's been solid. He needs more time. We just need a little bit more time with him. That's all. But yeah, my fault, y'all. Y'all know what's up. Anyway, the next up we had the women's tag team match. Um, Bailey got injured or attacked backstage. Becky Lynch made her return. Her Lyra Valkyria has beaten Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and won the Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't care for that. I did not care for that. I didn't know. I didn't like that. I don't like that. I was for Raquel and Liv to retain the championships as long as possible. I didn't even care that Becky came back. It still should have been Liv and them should have retained. I'm not happy about that. I'm not excited. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not happy about that because now what do we do with Bailey? Is Bailey's a real storyline injury or is it a fake injury just to get Becky on the card? Because Becky they could have done something else with Becky. They could have made her return after the match. They could have did a Liv Morgan or Raquel beat down or something and didn't hurt Bailey in that. Or they could have just went with they could have just did a 2-on-2. Bailey comes out there and she's still hurt or whatever. And they put her through a table or put her through the barricade or something. Beat Lyra and then Raquel's still salty about losing. So she beat the crap out of, they just jump her. They're trying to break her ankle or something to take the title off her, anything. And then Becky could have came out there, same impact, literally the exact same impact in my personal opinion. Not interesting in this mixed match of a feud. I'm good. I am definitely good on that. I'm good. It's a shame. It's a shame. They just won those. They just won those championships too. I'm good. I'm freaking good. And of course, lastly, right now, the Cena versus Cody Rhodes match. John Cena did win. If I'm not mistaken, Travis Scott came out there to distract Cody long enough for Cena to beat Cody and win his 17th World Championship. So Cena's on SmackDown now, right? Because that's what Cody is at. Cody was on SmackDown with the WWE Championship. So does that mean that Cena's on SmackDown now with the championship? I'm interested in that. Now, the one thing I don't want to see them do, which a part of me is feeling like that's about to happen, is it possible they're going to move Jey Uso to SmackDown with the World Championship and put Cena on Raw, this to run Raw as the WWE Champion? That's not right. Cena needs to go to SmackDown. He has to go to SmackDown. He's a free agent. He needs to go to SmackDown. He's the WWE champion on SmackDown. That way, everything is opened up. This allows Cena to go ahead and to redefend against Cody at Backlash. Probably stipulation, maybe not. Just run it back again. Allows Cena to work with Roman. Allows him to work with anybody, quite honestly, on SmackDown. He's a heel, so we get opportunities for other people. LA Knight gets an opportunity. All these people get some opportunities. But if it's on Raw, we can do stuff on Raw too. But that means Jay has to go to SmackDown, and I don't want to do no more Bloodline stuff. Unless I'm good. Bloodline story is done and over with. Paul Heyman's no longer there. It's just Roman by himself. We're good. We're good here. We're good here. I'm good. I'm good. But that's your WrestleMania recap, ultimate recap. Like I said, you guys probably won't reach this until the next day, maybe after Raw. That's fine. I'm not tripping about that. I feel the WWE draft needs to happen to establish new feuds, new people on different brands to do some stuff. The whole Travis Scott thing is kind of strange because I know he's training to be a wrestler, but why is he interfering in main event level talent stuff? Hopefully that's not something they're trying to push for the next pay-per-view. Is it going to be Cody versus Travis Scott one-on-one left field like Travis Scott is ready to do that against somebody in WWE? Please no. Please no. Because Bad Bunny Bad Bunny performances have put him high up there. Logan Paul's performances has put it's like the celebrity side of things have gotten high as crap up there. And the last thing I need is seeing this guy trying to get in and can't do anything. That's the last thing I'm trying to see. It could be a rematch. It could be a handicap match. Seeing the defensive WWE championship with Travis Scott against Cody for the championship. That's the thing. I could see that happening too. I could definitely see that happening too. Just saying, that's just me. That's just me. But that's it. That's your WrestleMania recap. Like I said, you guys, if you're on YouTube, head over to Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music because I do a lot of the audio over there. I don't really upload my wrestling podcast here on YouTube. I just don't. That's just me. Um, I am. I think moving forward, I am going to be doing a lot more of this right here, face, and then just talking, just talking. Um, I'm doing more podcasts. I'm trying to put more podcasts back on the channel in general. That's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna go forward with that. I got some death battles in the work. Um, there's one death battle I did do. It was the Cena low blow Cody Rhodes again. That's funny. Anyway, I did do a death battle. It was the Miss Hashira Tokito versus Haku from Naruto in a death battle. And I had a video up and forward and uploaded and stuff like that, but I got hit with a handful of copyrights, so I couldn't upload them at all. That sucks. But it is on the House of Dre's podcast, available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pocket Cast, Castbox, and Pandora, that you can go and look for it and watch it yourself. I got 2 death battles on the shelf right now that I'm planning on doing soon. I got another one. I'm gonna do another a group battle. If you don't know, I done Organization 13 versus the Akatsuki already, and I plan on doing another big battle like that soon. But yeah, follow the audio too. Like I said, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to put the stuff here on YouTube. I'm doing my best I can. I'm working on it. That's it. Finished the match just now. Funny ending. That was hilarious to me. My personal opinion, a low blow again for him to win. LOL. Seeing the 17 world champion. That's it. This is your boy Dre. And I'll catch y'all on the next video.